Hello everyone, Alex Winkler here, and welcome to the second weekly trade review. We're going to be reviewing some of the top trades, some of the biggest lessons, and what's next. So overall, this was kind of a slow week for me, and we finished off the week with a pretty close call, which kind of reduced some of the profits, only 120 bucks roughly this week. Not too bad, it could be worse. You could always have a negative week, and we're trying to avoid that at all costs. So can't complain about a profitable week. I didn't hit my goal of $1,000 though. So that's a bit disappointing, but at least now we have the chance to kind of review everything and see, why we didn't reach it and what we should do next week to hopefully reach that $1,000 limit. So some people are wondering why I've been trading my investor portfolio so frantically. Actually, in day 4 of the investor course, I talk about being almost 100% for swing trades in a bear market because you don't really know how further it's going to go. And right now, we have not found the bottom yet in this. We're in a full-blown bear market. So I don't want to be building up a long-term position. I don't want to keep averaging down every time it goes down 5-10%, because if I started doing that 3 months ago when we all thought the bottom was in, I would be pretty down. That's why I'm pretty aggressive when it comes to cutting my losses. Right now, I'm just kind of swing trading all these little bounces until there's a clear trend reversal, and then I would love to hold my positions 1, 2, 3, 4 weeks, even into a month. Right now, it's not really something I want to do. So my last 3 neo trades are actually a perfect example of this. They have been super kind of on the edge, but overall they've been going pretty well. I'll show you guys those in a second. I've just been buying when there's a reversal and selling into any sort of high. I'm not trying to play any sort of guessing game like I always talk about. I'm trying to ride momentum. And right now the momentum is to the downside. So I'm just going to be looking for those short-term swings. That being said, we are 70% roughly off our highs in January. There could be a big bull reversal right around the corner. Not really sure. Like I said, I'm not trying to play a guessing game, but 70% off the highs is pretty good. It might get to 80% off its highs, might even get down to 90. What I am looking for is a real bottom, some sort of complete waterfall pattern capitulation where everyone's just selling and the price really just dips maybe 10, 20, 30% in one day, and you have this huge red candle. That would be really nice. It'd be a sure sign at least of a temporary bottom, if not a complete bottom to this bear swing. But so we haven't really got that, and that's why I'm still super edgy. Regardless of the trading style, or regardless of if this is a bull or bear market, our trading style allows us to make profits either way. So that's still pretty awesome, and that's why we're profitable this week. Also, before I go into the weekly review, I know some people are wondering, where's all the documentation? Because in this chart picture right here that I'm going to talk about, you just have some numbers and some sums here. What's going on? I'll dig into that later, but it's pretty obvious right here. I talk about almost in every video. You have the investor trades, you have the day trades, and you can click on any trade that happened, right? There you can see the pictures with all the documentation and all the actual amounts. So, let's say you want to review trade 85 here, ZRX, which was a pretty popular one last week. Here you have the chart. You can see my exact pattern when I bought, when I sold. It's always going to be the one furthest to the right. And then again, you have the whole entire outline. So again, every trade is documented. Here are my investor trades, and you can see, if they're still active. My track trade is still active. This one's actually pretty nicely profitable, which if I did sell this position this week, this video, we would be up much higher. But I didn't sell it. I really like kind of where it is right now. Yeah, unfortunately that won't be in this video lesson. Yeah, okay, so I guess we'll dive right into it. So yeah, this has been only 120 bucks this week, nothing crazy. But remember, this is also, we're trading with pretty small account, $10,000, $15,000. I got this question before. There's so many traders out there that post a video like quick $5,000, $10,000 trade. And you have to remember, they're using a lot more capital. Sometimes they're going in with $50,000. I know one trader that uses $100,000 per trade, and that's something we'd love to build up to. But even though those people don't make a great trade, and it's a scratch for them, and they're trying to get like between 5 and 10%, and they only get 3%, they're making $3,000 per trade. So it's a lot easier to kind of have these really good looking trades. I have, though, I'll make a video lesson. my XRP trade, we've made over $20,000 on that in that one trade. So I do have those as well. They take a little bit. They're usually swing trades over a longer period of time, and on top of that, we're still only going into each individual trade with maybe around $3,000. So those are a bit less. For me, a nice trade is already a few $100s until we start building up the account size. So that's the goal, right? $1,000 per week, build up a nice account size. This is something that everyone can do. This is extremely realistic. And then eventually get to that point where we could, throw in $50,000 to $100,000 per trade. So also, I'm not using any leverage. My gains are a little bit reduced, but also my risk is very, I guess you can say, I'm playing with pretty safe risk here. There's not going to be something where I exponentially lose money. I could be shorting, and that could be a situation, but other than that, no leverage. So that's a lot more safe. So some of my top trades, I didn't really have any blowaway trades this week that were pretty amazing, and I was like, wow, that one really took it home. I did have a nice little day trade here, number 87. Unfortunately, it was cut short. I could show you guys the picture. It was a nice little consolidation. A nice wedge forming. This is a very bull pattern. Then again, we already had a nice little run up, and the market was super iffy. And you know how I am with these bear markets. I actually cut my position here on this first little bounce, which was quite unfortunate. It ran up to about $90, and then it completely tanked. And for me, I was feeling like it would tank. And I thought, maybe it's not going to break out. Unfortunately, I don't know, 10, 15 minutes after I sold, it did break out quite nicely, but then it tanked really fast. So even if I did hold, maybe, I would have got a little greedy and tried to hold a little longer than it would have tanked. So I'm pretty happy with my position. I can't complain about let's see what this, 1.5% gain. Okay, nothing big. Maybe I can't complain, but overall, I'll take it. I always take, money off the table. Got to take your profits, and it's always a good thing to do. Another trade that was pretty nice was my Neo swing trade, which I did really enjoy. It was one of my bread and butter patterns. I do really love how this one ended up. So I bought here on the nice breakout, first dip, held it, consolidation, second breakout. I did want to get out, but I missed this. I missed this whole run up. I kind of saw it over here, and I was like, oh damn, this would have been nice. Same thing happened here. I didn't see this one, but I sold on this run up. So this was a pretty clean, almost $2 profits here. Pretty nice trade. Really had a fun time with that one. It was a clear kind of strategy. Made 5% on that. Yeah. So if I was using $100,000, or if I was leveraged up, this could have been a clean $5,000 profit. But in the end, I only made $2,000 because I had this position size about I entered with about $3,000. Actually, a bit more than that. 101 times 33.35. Yeah, this is almost $4,000 position. 3.7. So yeah, a bit bigger position, but overall this is tiny. It would be nice to work our way up to these longer entries, but ideally, once we get to those larger entries, and we're going with $50,000, $100,000, we're going to be ready for it. We're going to have a lot of experience built up, and by that time, we're going to be extremely confident, or not. You don't want to be, overconfident, but we're going to be, we're going to have really refined our rules and our strategy, and that's the important part. Getting there, and not just kind of having that account size and then learning. What another cool thing though is, these trades might not, this might be a small week, $120 profit, but it also goes to show that a week full of kind of not so good trades, and you can still have a profitable week. I think that's a huge takeaway, if anything. To dive into the biggest lessons or the biggest losers, is really my last trade, which was quite disappointing, especially because I missed my stop loss. It was an overnight, and it completely just tanked. I woke up, and luckily there was a really nice bounce. I got out, cut my positions, and it was a good thing I did. But I wish I got out earlier, because that's what my original target was. So we'll quickly review that, and that's why I call it a very dangerous trade that could have ended much worse. Luckily, it didn't. Quickly start with the documentation here. My stop loss, mind you, was at 0.17, and I got out at 0.167, and it even went further, way further than that. So you can see this was actually, let me tell you, I got way too aggressive with this. I treated this like a day trade. This would have actually been a pretty awesome day trade. You know, it didn't break out. I would have cut my losses because I would have been following this pretty quickly. But no, I traded it like I did I guess you can call it a day trade entry with a swing trade horizon, which was a bit dangerous. If I really wanted to swing trade this, I should have, you know, bought on one of these lower points. Then I could at least cut my losses, maybe even took out a gain when it broke, and, you know, sold at a small gain just to get out of the position because the chart pattern is not doing what I wanted. Instead, I treated it like a day trade. It didn't break out. You know, overnight, didn't cut my losses till, you know, bounced up nicely. Luckily, I did cut my losses because this thing has been falling ever since. Actually, it did come back a little bit. Now it's consolidating, but it's not something you would want to really be in with this kind of, you know, right now there's no chart pattern or anything. There's no clear indication where it's going to be going. You'd be playing a huge guessing game. So, I don't know. Overall, okay. I'm happy I got out. It could have ended much worse. But I wish I did treat this a bit more like a proper day trade if I was really just going for the breakout. But nice little takeaway, a little learning lesson. Luckily, it didn't kill my whole my earnings of the week, but it was definitely it's over here. It was definitely a nice little takeaway. I was up pretty nicely, you know, hitting 300 and then didn't get it. So what's next? Well, I want to pace myself a bit more, and what I mean by that is not necessarily trading. This week, I spent almost my whole time working on the course. I turned the whole course into video lessons, and they're going to be coming out for the next roughly week. So that, or maybe even, yeah, like a week and a half. So that took a lot of my time away and a lot of my attention from trading. So that was a little stressful. I'm also not just trading, right? I'm not just trading. I'm not just making these courses. I'm not just doing documentations. I'm running quite a few online businesses, and that's really my main job. And I'm traveling quite frequently. I'm doing a few things, but the online businesses really take up a lot of my time. Good news is my companies are really kind of coming to that point where they're able to run themselves in a way. I don't have to always be there checking up on them. So that's really freed up my time. And that's one of the reasons I am trading again, because I used to day trade, you know, 4 years ago when I was in college, and that was a really fun time. But then, you know, I had to make that decision. I wanted to fully focus on the company, and that's what I did. I'm super happy about that. But now, you know, that I needed to use crypto for payouts of our affiliate company, and you know, I kind of got that bite back to start trading again, and I'm super happy that now I have the time. So that's why I'm really diving into this full force, and I really want to do it right. You know, to turn this little hobby into a full-time thing again. Can't wait. I'm super excited for that. To wrap it up, I am looking for, you know, to see how my track trade plays out. That's still unrealized gains at the moment. Hopefully it maintains that. We'll see. If not, I'll cut my position if it dips any more than it is right now. And then next week, let's see if I can reach that $1,000 goal. That would be super nice. Again, if you guys ever want to see where I am currently at, just go to the website, crypto.enslow.com, go on tradejournal.co, chart, and you can see how I am doing. Again, a bit choppy start of the week or of the month, but now everything's kind of coming together a little bit. That's everything for now, guys. If you're new, definitely please subscribe. It means a lot. Give a like if you found this helpful, and leave a comment if you have any questions. I'll be super happy to get back to you. That's everything for now. Enjoy the rest of the weekend, and have a good Monday when it starts. Bye-bye. Ciao.